the loss of testicular fortitude. And what that means is the loss of courage and strength. It also means that you should go look that up. But in the spirit of Patrice Lumumba, Dr. Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, and so many more, I come to you today and I want to question, why is it that we would rather die on the street corner selling drugs or thinking that you own that corner than to die for your people or for what you really believe in? You know, today I was thinking, you know, you can barely hear the word reparations now. It's almost like it's a sin to say that. You can barely hear the names of those people that were shot 10 and 12 times just for being black. Now they're dragging our women outside of cars and disrespecting them in the street, treating them just like they would treat a man, and nobody's saying nothing. And I don't get it. The other day we were talking, a friend of mine, and he said, well, what happened to all the big ends? The 6'5", 250, people that were great linemen, great linebackers, running backs. What happened? Where are all those people that just happen to be black? But once you get a little money, sometimes you may have enough sense to stay away from the streets, but do you stay away from your community, the one who backed you up when, you were 4 or 5, and what they used to call little tiny top football, 100-pound, those people that were in the gymnasiums and on the football fields for you before you made it? Or just do you go buy your mother a house and give them $1 million, then you go live your life like nobody took care of you in the community when you needed it the most? You don't fight for your people. And I mention those people in the beginning of this video because these are the people that actually put their lives on the line for you. Right now, women are taking care of men and women in society because there are no great leaders like Malcolm X and Martin Luther King anymore. And we have to do this ourselves, but we don't want to make a contract with each other. We'll go make a contract to go purchase some rent-to-own furniture, a car, a house. You will do anything to purchase something that is useless, but you will not make a contract and a pact with your community and your brother and sister. And see, that speaks of being well-trained, conditioned, and you done lost your damn mind. Now, most people, I hate to do it and I hate to say it, but I understand that because before I had cleared my mind up and before I really cared, I felt maybe the same way. I've always had a love for my community though, but I'm trying to figure out, yes, they programmed us to not like one another. Yes, I've read the book of How to Make a Slave by Willie Lynch. And then they had more books about that. They even had one about religion. Cold Cock. It's about a preacher, and he tells a lot about how to make a slave and how basically, if you can read between the lines, they tell you how to use Christianity, which they got from Africa, but they wrote it in the way that it profited them. And we still fall for it today. Tupac said not long ago, I like to think about that brother too, because he had a lot of heart and a lot of, I guess that's why maybe we don't have a lot of leaders, or we don't have a lot of people speaking up, because they're too afraid. They'd rather die on a street corner than dying for their people, okay? And we have a lot of foolish men out there. I mean, they may look like us, but they're not like us. And I say us, I'm hoping that we have a large enough population out there that really do care and have some big kahunas. You understand? Big testicles. They're willing to fight not only for them and their family, but for neighborhood and for people that they don't know, but they look like them. They have the same community. They come from the same place. It's called a love of people. And the only way that you have a love of people, you got to have that kind of spirit. But you also have to have a lion-hearted spirit to take care of those that don't care for your people. Because don't you know, every time we seem to rise, they send out people just like you to take down our leaders, and we let it go. We know when somebody don't belong. We know this. But we are afraid to do what other organizations of other communities will do. And that will be to do anything to protect and project, and not only that, I mean, move forward into a place of respect, honor, and we're not only doing it for ourselves, we're doing it for our ancestors, but to get back what we lost. Now, when I say that, you never get back time, and most of the time you don't get back the certain articles that you lost. But you can regain your power. You could regain your manhood. You could regain all of the possessions, land and all, if you're willing to sacrifice. It took me probably the better part of 5 decades or more to get the kind of motivation that I'd like to have in order for me to move forward, to want to leave something behind for my family, to want to do something more, to be the man that God created me to be. Now, I don't know what's going on, but I do know this. Every day, there are think tanks, there are committees, and there are groups of people that get together to find out how they can keep us down. And if you think I'm lying, just look at Project 2025. Look around in the companies. You know, look in the car dealerships and some of the companies and corporations, say for instance like Blackstone or even Warren Buffett's companies and everything else. What do you think the percentage of black people are in that? Or even for just right now, financial companies, banks and everything else. And I'm not talking about tellers. Okay, people that actually run the banks, that actually have positions of power. Okay? And how many black ambassadors do we have? Foreign diplomats. But right now, forget foreign, except for Africa. Think about this, your community and what you can do for your community, and stop being selfish. We have a lot of rich people, black rich people, and we look at them like they're giants. But something that somebody just said, yeah, they're giants to us, but when they get around the Europeans, they're midgets.